Let me say this very categorical. If I were him, I would resign and face all the allegations against me. And that would have been more honorable, because from all the information we're getting, my predecessor was fully involved in some of these banditry issues.
The specter of corruption continues to loom over Nigeria's corridors of power, casting a long shadow over the country's leadership. Alarmingly, individuals accused of corruption remain in public office, refusing to step aside in order for investigations to be carried out, and indeed often using their influence to obstruct justice and evade accountability. The recent event of Dauda Lawal, the current governor of Zamfara State, boldly making startling accusations against his predecessor, Bello Matawale, during a political program on TVC, serves as a striking reference in these observations.
If I were him, I would resign and face all the allegations against me. And that would have been more honorable, because from all the information we're getting, my predecessor was fully involved in some of these banditry issues. Typical is the fact that that was a permanent secretary when his children were abducted. And it was unfortunate that he had to pay ransom through the government house. And it was also very clear, based on all the allegations, that bandits were being kept at government house. There are so many issues. So for me, honestly, if I were him, I'll step aside and face this allegation until I clear my name before I come back and continue my job. That should have been more honorable. And how can you imagine all these allegations against him, and he's still the Minister of Defense? I mean, that is unfair. This man could have been honorable, stay aside, face all these allegations, clear his name, and then come back and continue to do whatever he wants to do.
Matawale, now serving as the Minister of State for Defense, is accused of sponsoring bandits and engaging in money laundering during his tenure as governor. These are severe allegations, and yet, despite their seriousness, Matawale remains in office as a minister, ignoring the value of an honorable path of stepping aside until his name is cleared. Although Matawale has recently debunked these allegations, albeit only by swearing on his holy book. This situation highlights an unsettling pattern of the deep-rooted moral failures that continue to plague Nigeria's leadership. Many of similar events of accused officials doubling down on their positions have sparked widespread concerns about the administration of President Bola Tinubu, calling into question its commitments to tackling the intertwined challenges of corruption and insecurity that have long afflicted the nation. The presence of high-ranking officials accused of serious misconduct sends a troubling message about the state of governance in the country. Matawale's example is only one out of high-profile figures facing allegations of wrongdoing. The current Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, has also been accused of corruption and mismanagement of funds. While serving as the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, he was implicated in a report by the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, and several civil society groups. Despite these accusations, Akpabio, like many others, remain in his position, seemingly indifferent to the idea of stepping aside to allow for proper investigations.
What was there was real for replacements of items that had depreciated in value and had actually been boarded, and they needed to be replaced for the functionality of both chambers.
The pattern of public officials clinging to power in the face of serious corruption allegations has become a source of growing disappointment among Nigerians. The sight of leaders holding onto their positions without any semblance of remorse undermines the integrity of public office. If the trend continues unchecked, and if integrity and honor in leadership are not restored, the nation's fight against corruption will continue being rendered ineffective and eroding public trust in the process.